My beloved child, there is a reason your attention has been pulled here at this exact moment, and before you move away, listen carefully, because something deeply important is unfolding around you in silence, and not everyone around you understands the value of what belongs to your life. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. A quiet question has been moving through conversations you cannot hear. Somewhere, in a place far from your sight, your name has entered a discussion you did not expect. Not with noise, not with open announcement, but in a subtle way, your home, your space, your personal details have become a subject of curiosity. And that is why today is not ordinary. You may wonder why this feeling has been growing in your heart lately, why some moments have felt unusually heavy, why your spirit has been telling you to pause before trusting every word, every smile, every sudden interest. There is always a reason when your inner peace begins to whisper before your mind understands. What you felt was not random. Someone recently remembered something about you that they had once ignored. A small detail. A forgotten conversation. A location. A direction. A mention of where you stay, how you live, what surrounds your daily routine. It looked harmless at first, almost ordinary, but now that same detail is returning with unusual weight. Do not be afraid, because fear is not your portion today. What matters now is awareness. Awareness changes everything. There are moments when life protects you simply by allowing you to notice what others overlook. And this is one of those moments. Don't skip, because what comes next connects directly to the reason you felt led to listen. Not every question people ask carries the same meaning. Some questions come from care. Some from memory. Some from simple conversation. But some questions arrive because a hidden intention is forming, slowly, quietly, behind ordinary words. Perhaps someone recently asked about your area in a casual tone. Perhaps someone mentioned streets, nearby places, directions, familiar surroundings, or spoke your name with unusual interest. Perhaps a conversation happened and later you wondered, why did that feel different? That feeling matters more than you know. Something huge is waiting for you, because what seems small now may soon explain why certain doors have not opened yet, why certain meetings were delayed, why some messages arrived late, why some plans suddenly shifted. Sometimes delay is not denial, it is protection moving ahead of you. There is a pattern many people miss. When something significant is near, distractions increase. Questions increase. Unexpected curiosity appears. Even silence around you begins to feel louder than usual. That is because moments before a major turn, life often reveals hidden movement through subtle signs. And today, this sign is simple: pay attention to what is being asked, who is asking, and why now. Because timing speaks. Why now, after silence? Why now, after distance? Why now, after so much stillness? That answer matters. You are entering a season where what belongs to you must be guarded with wisdom, not anxiety. Calmness is your strength. Quiet attention is your strength. You do not need to react loudly. You only need to notice clearly. There is someone who underestimated how much your presence carries weight. They assumed your life was ordinary, your path simple, your future predictable. But what they do not understand is that your next chapter holds more than they imagined. And strangely, before your life shifts upward, people often begin noticing pieces of your world before they understand why they are drawn toward it. Stay till the end, because this next part may explain something you recently experienced. Have you noticed how certain names suddenly reappear? How someone distant becomes curious? How forgotten conversations begin returning? How ordinary people ask unusual things at unusual times? This is not always coincidence. Sometimes people sense change around you before they can explain it. They feel movement before they understand the source. They notice something different in your direction even when you have said nothing. And because of that, attention begins gathering. Your peace matters now more than ever. Be gentle with what you reveal. Be thoughtful with what you repeat. Not everyone deserves every detail while your life is entering a delicate turning point. Because there is something ahead, something you do not fully see yet, that is being prepared quietly, and the closer it comes, the more important discernment becomes. Don't skip. Somebody expected you to remain exactly where you were emotionally, mentally, even spiritually. But that expectation is already failing. You are changing. Your thinking is changing. Your direction is changing. Even your silence is becoming stronger than before. And that change is visible, even when you say nothing. This is why ordinary curiosity around your life has become stronger than before. What they do not know is that what is ahead for you cannot be stopped by silent observation, hidden questions, or uncertain intentions. But wisdom must walk with you. The next few days may reveal something very small that carries unusual meaning. A sentence, a name, a message, a remembered detail, a sudden mention of place or location. When it happens, do not ignore it. Quiet moments often carry louder truth than obvious announcements. Something huge is waiting for you. Not everything around you is against you. In fact, some things are being arranged in your favor right now, even if hidden. But while favor is forming, awareness must remain awake. And here is what many fail to understand. Before a major answer arrives, life often teaches you how to recognize what should not enter your peace. That lesson may already be happening. A voice inside you has been telling you lately to slow down before speaking certain things. To pause before trusting certain energy. To notice tone, not just words. That inner caution is valuable. Hold on to it. Because there is more unfolding than you currently see. Stay till the end, because what follows next will connect this moment to something surprising you did not expect, and when part 2 begins, the hidden reason behind this unusual attention becomes even clearer. Before the next moment arrives, listen closely, because what seemed like a small question about your surroundings may already be connected to something much larger than you imagined. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. There are times when people ask ordinary questions, yet the atmosphere around those questions feels different. A simple sentence appears normal on the surface, but deep inside, it carries unusual weight. That is exactly why this moment matters. Somewhere recently, your name entered a conversation again, and what followed was not random curiosity, it was attention gathering around details connected to your daily life. A person may have spoken casually, but their mind remained focused longer than their words revealed. A detail about your area, nearby landmark, a direction, a routine, small things often travel farther than expected once they are spoken aloud. And this is why wisdom matters now more than reaction. Do not rush your thoughts. Calmness protects clarity. Because while you were busy living your ordinary day, something unexpected may already have begun. People noticing your life differently than before. What was once overlooked now carries importance. What was once ignored now draws interest. And strangely, this often happens when a major shift is quietly approaching your path. Stay till the end, because this next part may explain why recent conversations have felt unusual. Have you noticed how some people suddenly ask follow-up questions they never asked before? How they return to details you thought were forgotten. How a small mention becomes a longer discussion than expected. That is not always accidental. Sometimes people become attentive when they sense change near someone's life. And change is closer to you than you think. Something huge is waiting for you, because not every hidden conversation leads to concern. Sometimes it reveals that your season is changing in a way others can feel before you fully understand it yourself. This is why your inner sense has been alert lately. Perhaps you recently felt like being quieter. Perhaps you chose not to explain everything. Perhaps you suddenly felt that not every detail needs to be shared. That instinct is valuable now. It is teaching you that not every listener deserves full access to your personal world while your next chapter is forming. Don't skip, because the next thought is important. Some attention comes because people are trying to understand how your life is moving forward. They see stability growing where they expected uncertainty. They see calm where they expected struggle. They notice something strengthening around you, even if you have not announced anything. And that quiet strength creates curiosity. A person who once paid little attention may now remember exactly where you stay, how you speak, what your habits are, what your routine looks like. Why? Because your life is no longer being viewed the same way as before. What they once dismissed now feels significant. There is a reason some questions arrive before opportunities. There is a reason unusual curiosity appears before important changes. Sometimes life allows hidden attention so you learn to carry wisdom before greater doors open. And those doors are closer than they appear. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. A surprising truth is this. Many times, people begin observing details around someone just before that person steps into a stronger season. Not because they understand everything, but because something about that person begins to stand out quietly. Your peace has become noticeable. Your silence has become noticeable. Even your patience has become noticeable. And people often become curious when they cannot explain why someone remains steady while unseen change is approaching. This is why today matters. Be gentle with what you share. Speak wisely. Not fearfully, wisely. There is no need for tension, only awareness. A calm mind sees clearly. Because the next days may bring one unexpected sentence that confirms everything you are sensing now. It may come through a conversation, a message, a passing mention, a remembered detail, or a sudden question that sounds simple but feels unusually precise. When that happens, notice it. Small moments often carry larger meaning than loud announcements. Don't skip. There is also something else unfolding quietly. While one person asks questions, another person is thinking about you with a completely different intention, one that has not yet been spoken aloud. This second movement around your life may surprise you more than the first. One conversation gathers details. Another conversation prepares change. And the two may meet sooner than expected. Something huge is waiting for you because what appears ordinary today may soon reveal why certain delays happened, why certain meetings paused, and why some answers took longer than expected. Nothing meaningful arrives empty. Often it comes surrounded by signs first. You are seeing signs now. Even if they look small. Even if they sound ordinary. Even if nobody else notices them. Stay till the end, because part 3 will reveal why hidden attention around your home details may actually be connected to a turning point you did not expect, and why a surprising shift around you is closer than ever. A hidden layer is now becoming clearer, and if you listen carefully, you may understand why certain details around your life have suddenly become important to someone who was silent before. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. Sometimes what begins as a quiet question about where you live, how your surroundings look, or what your routine feels like is not about the detail itself. It is about understanding where you stand in this season of life. People often ask small things when they are trying to understand a bigger picture they cannot yet fully see. And right now, your life carries a bigger picture than many realize. There is something changing around your direction, even if it has not yet fully appeared in front of you. A shift is forming slowly, quietly, almost invisibly, and before that shift becomes visible, unusual attention often arrives first. This is why what looked ordinary is not entirely ordinary. A question asked in passing may actually be connected to a person trying to reconnect thoughts they once left unfinished. They remember a detail, then another detail, then suddenly your world becomes interesting to them again, not because you changed overnight, but because something around your path now feels meaningful in a way they did not notice before. Stay till the end, because the next thought may explain something you recently felt in silence. Have you noticed how your heart has become more alert lately? How certain conversations leave an echo in your mind longer than expected? How simple words feel like they carry hidden meaning? That inner awareness matters because often your spirit notices movement before events become clear. And there is movement now. Something huge is waiting for you because the attention surrounding your personal details may be arriving just before an answer you did not expect begins to unfold. Perhaps someone is trying to understand how close they are to your current reality. Perhaps someone is comparing what they remember about you with what they now hear. Perhaps someone is realizing that while time moved forward, your life also moved into a stronger place than they assumed. That realization changes how people look at you. Don't skip. There are moments when people begin asking about someone's world because they sense they waited too long to understand that person's value. They become curious not because of the address, the street, or the location itself, but because they are suddenly aware that your life now carries meaning they once overlooked. And that awareness often comes late. But timing still matters. Because while others are trying to understand what surrounds you, something else is happening quietly. You are entering a period where clarity will matter more than explanation. You do not need to answer every curiosity with full detail. You do not need to open every door simply because someone knocks with interest. Wisdom is stronger than urgency. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. There may soon come a moment when a small sentence reaches you unexpectedly, one sentence that seems simple but immediately feels connected to everything you sensed before. It may arrive through someone mentioning a familiar place, asking an unusual follow-up, recalling an old detail, or speaking your name with surprising attention. When that happens, pause. Because small sentences often open larger understanding. And what you understand next may explain why certain people suddenly return in thought, why forgotten names feel close again, and why details connected to your home have quietly become important. Not every returning attention carries the same purpose. Some people return because they are curious. Some because they are uncertain. Some because they sense they missed something valuable. And some because your next season is already beginning to shine before it fully arrives. That is why you must remain calm. Don't skip, because this next part is deeper. What if the reason this attention feels unusual is because your life is approaching a moment of visible change? What if the questions are appearing because what belongs to you is beginning to attract notice before it fully manifests? This happens more often than people realize. Before major peace, unusual observation often comes first. Before visible progress, hidden conversations often happen first. Before new doors open, forgotten details often return. And your life may be standing exactly at that edge now. Something huge is waiting for you. You may think nothing has changed yet, but unseen preparation often happens quietly. A shift does not always announce itself loudly. Sometimes it arrives through atmosphere, through changed conversations, renewed attention, unexpected memory, and silent movement around your name. This is why your peace must remain stronger than confusion. Because soon, something that feels small today may suddenly make complete sense. And when it does, you will understand why this message reached you exactly now. Stay till the end, because part 4 will uncover why one quiet detail connected to your home may soon reveal a completely unexpected turnaround, someone thinking about you right now. What happens next is often the part most people never expect, because the smallest detail can suddenly connect many silent moments into one clear picture. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. A detail about your home is never just a location when someone begins returning to it in thought. Sometimes a place becomes important because it represents where you are now, how far you have come, and what kind of life surrounds you today. And that is why attention around your personal space may feel stronger than before. There are people who once knew only fragments of your story. They heard pieces, saw moments, understood little, and moved on. But time changes perspective. What once looked ordinary can later appear deeply meaningful when your life begins to carry quiet strength. That quiet strength is being noticed. Someone may not be speaking openly, yet they are thinking carefully. A remembered road, nearby area, a familiar direction, a simple detail once ignored, these things return because your life no longer feels distant in the same way it once did. And this return of attention often happens before an unexpected turn. Stay till the end, because the next thought may explain why even silence around you has felt different lately. Have you noticed how certain moments now feel loaded with meaning even when nothing dramatic is happening? A short conversation stays in your mind. A familiar name returns unexpectedly. A simple question feels heavier than it should. That happens when hidden connections are beginning to move beneath the surface. Something huge is waiting for you because not every unseen thought remains unseen forever. Some thoughts eventually become actions, words, or surprising moments of clarity. And clarity is closer than you think. Don't skip. There may be someone who recently heard something about your present life and became unexpectedly thoughtful. They may not have said much, but internally they began comparing what they once assumed with what now appears true. They remembered details. They reconsidered distance. They wondered how much has changed around you. And while they wondered, another question formed. That question led back to your world. Not because of chance, but because your life now carries a kind of quiet value that cannot remain unnoticed forever. This is why wisdom matters now. Calm observation matters now. Not every moment requires a response. Sometimes understanding grows stronger when you simply remain steady and watch what unfolds naturally. Because what unfolds next may surprise even you. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. There are times when one simple question opens the door to a larger realization. Someone may be trying to understand whether they still know the real picture of your life. Whether they still understand where you stand. Whether the version they remember still exists, or whether you have moved into something far greater than they imagined. And the truth is, you have changed more than many realize. Your patience has deepened. Your thinking has matured. Your quiet strength has grown. Even without saying much, your presence now carries something unmistakable. People sense that, even if they cannot explain it. That is why small details become important again. A place connected to you begins to matter because your life itself has become meaningful in a new way. Don't skip, because the next thought is one many overlook. Sometimes before an important message reaches you, life sends signs through ordinary moments. A repeated topic. A remembered detail. A familiar reference. A sudden curiosity. None of it seems dramatic at first, yet together they begin forming one message: something around you is shifting. And this shift may soon become visible. You may soon hear something unexpected, perhaps from someone you did not expect, perhaps through a simple sentence, perhaps through a quiet mention that instantly explains why these details began returning now. When that moment comes, do not rush past it. Small words can carry major meaning. Something huge is waiting for you. Because often, before life reveals a new chapter, hidden attention gathers first, not to confuse you, but to prepare your awareness. And here is the surprising truth: while someone is trying to understand details around your present world, another unseen opportunity may already be moving toward you at the same time. One thought returns from the past. Another door approaches from the future. And sometimes they arrive almost together. That is why this season feels unusual. That is why silence feels different. That is why even ordinary conversations seem to carry hidden weight. Stay till the end, because part 5 will reveal why this unusual attention may be connected to a moment that changes how you understand recent events completely.